G'day, this is RevKen from Woolloomooloo. It's a cold day here, and I'm sitting in front of a bookshelf because, well, it makes me look academic, doesn't it? Yesterday, I was down the cafe at Woolloomooloo, and we've got an op shop next door, and through the window, this guy spotted this little Matchbox car. Actually, it's a Hot Wheels car. And he said, "Oh, can I buy that car off you for $2?" Now, the op shop wasn't open, so I said, "Oh, yeah, sure." Wandered in, he gave me $2, and it was a little car, sort of similar to this kind of thing, something from the early 70s. And I gave it to him. He says, that's worth over $100. And I said, nah, are you joking? No way. And he showed me on eBay in pristine condition, this blue Hot Wheels drag car thing was worth $142. Now, I couldn't believe it. I thought that's bizarre. And in the op shop as well there was also sitting beside that. Now, he hadn't seen it. There was this Volkswagen Beetle, and it was, well, similar shape to the old Beetle like this. This is one from my childhood, but this one was a Hot Wheels one again, and it had two V8 engines in it or something like that. And it was all beaten up and everything. But I said, how much is that one worth? I said, you can't have it for $2, but how much is it worth? And he got on eBay and looked around, and would you believe it, in pristine condition, this old this Beetle can be worth $180. Now, I couldn't believe it. I didn't realise that something so small and significant could have so much value. I think there's a lesson for that in looking at ourselves, maybe to some degree, looking to other people and putting value on them. But looking at ourselves, hey, how often do we think, I don't know if I'm kind of lovable. I think I've done too many stupid things in life. I don't know if God could really, really love me. And I just want to bring out a few Bible verses today about how God sees us, the value that he places on us, how he looks at us. From 1 John chapter 3, verses 1, it says this. It says, "See how very much our Father loves us, for he calls us his children, and that is what we are. But the people who belong to this world don't recognize that we are God's children because they don't know him. Dear friends, we are already God's children, but he has not yet shown us what we will be like when Christ appears." So, yeah, we might look a little bit rough around the edges and a bit beaten up like the old Hot Wheels cars, but there's a greater purpose, a greater thing coming our way someday. And it's all based on the fact, and it's all possible because of God's love. And, it's a very easy thing to look at, a little old Matchbox car or a little old Hot Wheels car and go, nah, that's really not worth much. And, we're lucky we didn't throw that car away. It looked so beaten up. But, nah, it actually had some monetary value to it. Well, in God's economy, we are worth far, far more than we might even think we're worth. So remember that. Another important verse that reminds us of the great value that Christ is shown in him dying for us, and the great value that God places on us comes out when we think about the death of his Son Jesus Christ. It says this in Romans 5, verse 6, about how when we were utterly helpless, Christ came at just the right time and died for us sinners. Now, most people would not be willing to die for an upright person, though someone might perhaps be willing to die for a person who is especially good. But God showed us his great love for us by sending Christ to die for us while we were still sinners. So even though in our economy we might think that we're not worth a lot, even though we might think that, does anyone really care about me? Well, trust those verses remind us that they're just like little old cars that we had in our op shop yesterday, that they are worth a whole lot more than we could ever think, and we are worth a whole lot more than you could ever believe that you thought you were worth. And I really want to encourage you to get your mind into God's economy. There's a lot of talk about the economy at the moment, this virus things, not just hurting people, but it's hurting a lot of financial things as well. But God's economy, it hasn't changed. It won't be shaken. His love for you is solid. It's the most solid, and more importantly, it's the most eternal investment you can ever get into. So think about that. Really pray that these words would touch your heart in some way and remind you of just how much God loves you. Well, this has been RevKen from Woolloomooloo Baptist Church. God bless you, and thanks for tuning in. See ya.